hard to run races. And so, you know, we've had a real long history here in the park, but as you know, there's really no single track here in the park. There is some single track around, but it's like the only one. So when we had the park master plan came up about 3 years ago, we said to the state parks people, you know, we really need some single track, and they said, yeah, you guys do. So I want to thank the park and the people in Albany for that. You know, the only catch is we got to go out and build it, and that's why we're here today. So we actually have approval for 3 trails in the park, and they're all going to be like, you know, I mean, we're going to have this, you know, almost as many miles of single track as we have up at Allegany when we're all done. But it's going to take a lot of work to build them because a lot of them are really remote, which is really nice. This one actually is one of the easier ones to get to. It's the shortest of the 3, so this is what I'm going to start on. It's out on Ridge Run. It's going to be a loop. It's going to be about, we're basically going to build like another Leonard Run or another Sweetwater, except it's going to be all single track. And so that's what's going to be really nice about it. But you know, you've been on Leonard Run or one of these things. It's a nice long loop, which is good, but we get a lot of work. So what we're going to do is, because unlike Allegany, where we can basically drive up to anywhere we're working, even like, you know, trails that are way out there. I mean, if you go up Eagle, you can go on and stay on single track and never see a road for like, you know, 2 hours. But actually, you're never more than like, you know, a quarter mile from the road. Here, since we're far out, the park is driving the tools out for us, and we thank the park for that. We're going to drive the tools all the way out there so we get out there. We can take our bikes to get out there, and then, you know, we'll stash them in the woods. I mean, I brought a lock, but I mean, it's like, I'm not going to guarantee anything, but I mean, I don't think there's any worry about the bikes out there, but if you want, you can share my lock. And then we'll start working right from there. And the work is, I don't know, how many people have seen the WNYMBA map, the 2012 version of the WNYMBA map? You know, 1, 2, couple, whatever. On the back side, I have one of those. You know, on the back side of that, it actually shows where the proposed trails are. You know, that's a good setup for us to build them, to get them done. So the work will start out. It starts out. There's some benching, and we'll probably be spending most of the morning there to bench to get around this one knoll. And once we get around that knoll, there's actually an old abandoned trail that we're going to use for a little while. So that'll be just a little bit of clearing. That won't be a problem. I mean, we'll make a lot of progress quickly on that. And then we're going to head out another spur, another ridge, and go. And there's some switchbacks there because the ridge kind of drops down a little bit. We want to go way out on the ridge and back. But you know, anyways, there's some switchbacks, so that'll be some benching and stuff like that. How many people here have not been on a WNYMBA work day before? Not been on a WNYMBA work day? 1, 2. Okay, so a lot of people have. Just a little bit about what we do. When we build trails, for the most part, we don't just rake and snip branches. We do that. Actually, you know, we don't even have to do that much raking. But what we want to do for the most part, and this is, we've had the WNYMBA trail through here a number of times. They'll teach us how to do it. We want to have the trails on the side of the hill so that when the water comes, flows down the hill, flows across the trail and then down, so there's no water on the trail. That way you can ride these trails like right after a rainstorm or the day after. You don't have to wait for it to soak in and dry. That's the way you build trails, and that's how we do it. And so the way we do that, and most people who have been to the trails and worked with us before know this, what we do is we have these 2 tools. One's called a Pulaski or a Matic, which is a digging tool, and you use that and you dig into the side of the hill. And then you also have these other tools called McClouds, which are like a big flat plate on the end of a stick. And those are good for moving the dug up material away and for smoothing the trail out. Basically, we want to build a tread of about 2 feet wide, and it's going to just slope just slightly downhill. Well, there's a lot of people that are really expert at this. So if you're not an expert at it, you know, we'll break up into groups that are. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Not only that, there is you know, some clearing and snipping of branches and things like that too. So we can do that. We have all those different tools, and we'll split them up when we get out there. Yeah.
And John, we've got these guys are here. Pat and Cody are here. They've got chainsaws. So if they need chainsaws, we've got them.
Oh, okay. You can do that. I brought mine. I do have some training on that, but if you guys don't have.
Yeah, they're gonna. So you just need to let them know.
Oh, let them know.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Great. So that's it. Yeah, when we get out there, we'll break it up into, you know, we get, this is great. I can't believe how many people we have here. You know, so I mean, if anything, that's a challenge for me because I want to make you guys got up here, really came out here. That means you're dedicated. So I want to make your life worthwhile to come out here. The worst thing we can do is have all you guys come out here and be disorganized and stand around and nothing to do. So, so when we get out there, we're gonna try to break up into groups with some experienced people. Tom's really experienced. Joe's really experienced. You know, we got that. I'm looking around. Yeah, Joe probably lead one. You know, Ben is, but Ben's gonna be very in food, though, right?
At least in the very beginning.
In the very beginning, yeah.
No,
yeah. And some other people, you know, so we'll break up into some groups like that so that we can make sure, you know, we'll spread out. I'm probably gonna be running back and forth because I have the ribbons out there, but I'm gonna need to put more ribbons and more pin flags in to make sure we get the route along the right way. And you know, just doing quality control what we're doing out there. The other thing that's super important, you know, we've been doing trail work for, well, we're 21 years in existence at WNYMBA, and, you know, first couple of years we didn't do a lot, but, you know, we've been doing trail work for a long time. We've never had an injury, knock on wood. So, but that's not by good luck, because we really take seriously trying to stay safe, okay? These are big, heavy tools. Well, not that heavy, well, some of them are, but they're dangerous. I mean, these things are, I mean, look, we're moving mountains out there. So obviously they're big and strong enough to move mountains out there. So they can also hurt you. So, you know, because when you want to dig, you have these mattocks, you go, wham, you know, and you don't have to. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. So the point being is that, you know, really think about this. Now, the most important thing is when you're swinging these things, you know, they call it circle of death, you know, all around you, one tool length away. Don't be swinging these things if there's someone in that area, okay? So do that. The other thing is, even though they're driving out there, we're going to carry them the rest of the way. When you're carrying these tools, don't carry them on your shoulders because, you know, what you do is you turn around and hit somebody, you know. So carry them under, you know, holding it like this. And, you know, usually with the pointy is side down. Some are pointy on both sides, so, you know, that sort of thing. So that's the most important thing. The other thing is a little bit different on this. A lot of times, our normal work days, we meet at 10. We work our asses off till about 1 o'clock, really, really hard. Then we eat, then we ride our bikes. We're not going to do that today. We're going to be working all day. So the point is, you might want to pace yourself a little bit more, okay? You know, there's no rush. I mean, like, you know, yeah, we've got a lot of trail to build, but, you know, pace yourself a little bit so that we don't get all burned out at 12:30 when the food's out there. I mean, if you do get tired, you know, come back and hang out here or whatever, or go home. I mean, hopefully a lot of people stay in. But just keep that in mind, you know, when you're doing it. So.
John, volunteer forms?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people, is anybody not, well, I won't ask for hands. If you haven't filled out the volunteer forms yet, they're inside here.
I also have some with the lunch, so if anyone shows up out there, just everyone, like if you see someone new that shows up, tell them they have to sign the form.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the lunch. Basically, Ben and Amy are going to bring the lunch out, you know, the drive out. That's another thing different. Usually we come back for lunch. Well, we're way out there. We're going to bring the lunch to you.
Yeah.
And so that'll be good. If it snows, we're going to bring a pop-up and everything like that. You know, I guess I don't have to tell you guys about how to dress, whatever. You guys are all outdoors folks. I mean, you know, we'll probably warm up actually while we're working, but, you know, I think you guys are all smart enough to know about it.
Is there any way you can point out on a map where exactly we're going to be?
Yep, I have a map inside, but I don't know how familiar are people with the ski trails up here? Everybody? Yeah, Ridge Run. Basically, if you take this out, you know, the loops come off to the left side. You know, so if you just stay on Ridge Run off to the right, basically, except for the very first right turn that you can see, don't take that one, but you basically take a right turn every time you see an intersection, okay? And what you're going to do is it's going to go out for about a mile and a half or so. Now, if you may have noticed, well, there's one time where it goes around a little knoll, but after that, eventually the thing goes way out. You get that nice view of down in the valley, and then there's a switch back and it goes downhill. But anyways, the point being is there's one point where all of a sudden Ridge Run's not on the ridge anymore. It's on the side of the hill, and all of a sudden there's a big hill on the side. What we're doing is we're going to be going up the top of that ridge and going around there. I mean, I can show it on a map, but I mean, we're going to be there really soon, and we'll see what it's like.
I just want to say, is there anyone here who is not staying for dinner, just so we have a rough head count?